The Obama campaign pushes a simple but loud message. It's time for a change, and he's the one who can bring real reform to Washington.
Our time has come. Our movement is real. And change is coming to America.
But Senator Obama's political birthplace is Chicago, a city known for its machine politics, and Illinois, a state known nationally for its government corruption. Political experts here say Senator Obama has not brought about fundamental reform to the state. In fact, he's allied with some of the state's most notorious politicos.
In terms of my toughness, look, first of all, I come from Chicago.
A recent McCain ad makes the point. Obama has formed powerful connections with some of Chicago's most corrupt politicians. It's a story the local media has followed for years.
The McCain campaign strategy is a wise one, given our history here.
Reporter Chris Fusco investigates state and city government for the Chicago Sun-Times. He and other members of the Illinois media say the national press is missing an important story, that corruption still exists in Illinois and Chicago politics, and Obama refuses to directly challenge it.
Right now, what Senator Obama appears to be doing from a political analyst standpoint is he's playing the safe card. You know, Mayor Daley is a popular figure in Chicago, despite his corruption troubles.
Illinois' long-term corruption issues have spawned a veritable watchdog industry, including the Better Government Association.
We have a severe problem here in Illinois.
Jay Stewart says Chicago's political machine, run by Mayor Richard Daley, is the state's engine of corruption. For years, the city's media has chronicled how city workers are told to get out the vote to keep their jobs, and how city contractors must make campaign donations to keep their contracts.
If you go over to the federal courthouse building the last 5 or 6 years, you'll see a steady flow of state and local elected officials, government employees, contractors, all going to jail for public corruption, trying to rip off the public in some scheme or the other.
Obama himself even told the Sun-Times in 2005 that City Hall corruption investigations gave him, quote, huge pause about supporting the mayor. But in 2007, he endorsed Daley's re-election bid. Weeks later, Daley backed Obama for president.
The mayor is powerful. If you anger him, you're going to suffer the repercussions. So I think a lot of politicians take a pass on it. And Senator Obama has never been that kind of politician to take on Chicago corruption.
Besides Daley, Obama's political family tree includes Tony Rezko. Rezko was the senator's personal friend, fundraiser, and now a convicted felon. Rezko also helped Obama buy his home.
Real estate transactions are obviously perfectly legal. And the problem with that one is at the time Obama buys the real estate from Rezko, it's well known Tony Rezko is headed towards a federal indictment.
Obama has admitted his relationship with Rezko showed bad judgment, but he calls State Senate President Emil Jones his political godfather. Jones is widely viewed as a machine insider. Cook County Board President Todd Stroger also belongs on the family tree. In 2006, Obama refused to endorse Stroger's reform opponent, Forrest Claypool.
That was an opportunity where Senator Obama really could have, wielded some of his, kind of growing political influence and maybe really helped, Claypool out in a race against an entrenched machine incumbent.
Today, the Chicago machine lives on in the presidential campaign. Longtime Daley strategist David Axelrod is now Obama's chief strategist. The Obama campaign turned down CBN News' interview request for this story, but the campaign's response statement to the McCain ad points out Obama's ethics reform legislation during his state Senate days. Republican Senator Kirk Dillard sponsored the bill and worked with Obama.
His contribution was, as a constitutional lawyer, very helpful. I give the man credit. He worked on the bill. I was the lead sponsor. He was a co-sponsor.
Critics call the legislation small potatoes, but watchdog groups note it was the first reform bill in Illinois in 30 years.
Before that law, you could call a legislator out of the chambers and hand him an envelope of money, and that was okay.
When it comes to good government legislation in Illinois, Canary, Stewart, and others say Obama can take credit. But new laws alone don't clean up corruption or make a reformer.
Did new laws get enacted, and did Senator Obama play a role in enacting those laws? Answer is yes. Do we still have horrible, horrible, horrible corruption in Illinois and Chicago? The answer is yes.
Today, Dillard says he gives Obama a C+ as a reformer.
He was once probably in the good solid B category, but you know, when you have Tony Resco, a convicted felon, as your next door neighbor, you passed on having a real reform candidate elected as your hometown Cook County Board chairman, and the fact that you're not a part of it or a product of it, but you've embraced the Chicago machine. I don't know how you can get much higher than a C+, B-.
That grade may be understood in Illinois, but not in much of the country, which is still getting to know Obama and his home state. Heather Sells, CBN News, Chicago.